awesome Star Wars collection. If you had Yak Face on a Power of the Force card with a coin, probably $10,000, $15,000. And I think I was a little off from where his number was. I showed him, and then he was like, well, I need to get here. And then I was like, that's one of the better ones I bought. All right, I'm gonna try to go, I don't know where to begin. This doesn't belong. Really pretty B-Wing fighter. Awesome. Really good box, great shape. This was cool. So this was a mail away stand. This is just a mail away display stand. So, I mean, it's technically this sticker sheet would have been unapplied, but it's, you know, this iconic backdrop. You just put your figures on it. You know, and you can do your action scenes. I mean, this is a pretty, I think maybe in this condition, it's probably about a $500 piece. Maybe a little bit more because you have this box. All right. This Rebel Transport, there's two versions of this box, at least two that I'm aware of. One with the blue and then one where this is yellow. This one's sealed and it's kind of shrunk wrap just so the tape doesn't pop. So a really nice, pretty example. And this was just really literally a transport, like a glorified action figure carrying case. So that's cool. All right. This box has some cool stuff. So this is your Sears Cloud City playset. It's a cardboard backdrop. I think we had one. I think we might have had one for our grand opening. Just a cool piece. A tough box to get in nice shape. Then we got our early bird. So the bottom thing's gone. Got the little peg hooks. This one had been displayed because you could see there's a little residue there. But you would just fold this like that. It's my favorite Star Wars toy, even though it's not a toy, it's just a piece of cardboard. So that's cool. So now here's your Sears Cantina. This is the one that gave you the blue Snaggletooth. Now the only thing is, it's like, Sears gave us this. Maybe they could have made this box a little bit bigger and it would have been a little cooler. But either way, they're cool. But it's like, this is huge. And then they got it, I guess by the second film, they learned to compact their packaging a little. It's just the complete set. The figures aren't in here. But this one does have, oh, wait a minute. I could be wrong. I don't remember now. So yeah, this one. Okay, so then there's, you know, your Bespin. And then, but you know, of course they're open. But still really cool. So, and then there's your little pegs. So, yep, everything will be in here. And I know blue Snaggletooth isn't in there because I know where it is later. We'll see that. Okay, so let's put that back. Okay, this is a really nice AT-AT. So, probably my favorite Star Wars vehicle. It's the Empire box, well, obviously, but you know, there is a Jedi box. There's different versions of these boxes. And it's complete inside. There's your instructions. And it's just a nice minty, complete. So there's your battery cover. And then you got your chin guns. That little thing that covers the bottoms there. The lower limbs aren't discolored. Really good decal. So it's like Dad put the stickers on perfectly, and then they got boxed away. It's like most of this collection is like it never was played with. Now this box is cool. Oh crap, I gotta put that. All right, so we got a really nice Tauntaun box. Yeah, so this one's open. And I mean, it's super glossy, super shiny. Unbroke reins. So that's a good one. Even the insides of these boxes are just like, they're like perfect. Just look great. All right. So there's that. I don't even know what that is. NRS. I can't even read that. But this is a super white X-Wing. That's real pretty. Real nice. You know, it's so white I didn't even test it. Of course. Perfect. Yes, that's real pretty. All right. So this collection, everything is just super minty. Okay. Irving says minty, minty, minty. All right. I ain't even taking this out of the box because he's too... I just don't like this vehicle. So there's a twin pod cloud car. Now this snow speeder, great vehicle. Again, tell me if you've seen a prettier one. It's like totally, like never seen light. It's like dead mint. It's like literally, because anybody who's seen these, they don't look like that. So I don't think anything's ever had any sunlight. Okay. So we got Jabba. Again. I guess I put it in the other way. And all this stuff has instructions. So there's that. It's not broke. There's your Jabba. Your pipe and bowls in there. Salacious is in there. Okay, so let's... We sell these all the time. As soon as you put one in the case, it sells. You usually get about $100 to $120. Speeder bike, complete, open box. I won't open that one. It's pretty standard. Rancor is pretty. These guys were always like $40, and then I think maybe it was the Book of Boba or something, but it's like the Rancor was back. So he's cool. And then we are ATST. It's a nice box. Everything's there. You got to have the roof and the... Well, let's see. Yeah, so this is really the only piece that matters on an ATST. It's just a roof gun. It's a little gun you put right here. That's what gives it value. Now... Okay, Darth Vader TIE Fighter. Again, super So it's taped on that side. Gemco. I hadn't heard of that one, so I don't know what Gemco is. $14.67. That's an odd price. But yeah, no, I remember going through this. So just again, super. It's just incredible shape. Probably some of the nicest. TIE fighters get beat. Okay, so let's set that down. All right. Imperial Troop Transport, really minty box. Oh well, you know, I got a little painter's tape there, or masking tape. But really clean. Now, in any of these electronics, I didn't test any of them because it was a crazy day. But yeah, everything's here. It was super cool. All right, now we're gonna get to. All right. Look at this TIE Interceptor, service merchandise, $13.95. Awesome. Again, this is immaculate. I'm gonna set that there. So this really nice TIE Fighter box. Let's see how white this one is. Yeah, that's like just super perfect. So the problem is with these are probably better than mine. So then I'm gonna wanna pull mine from home. But you can't keep everything. All right. And then these are just, it's not a mini rig, but tripod laser cannon. It's cool. Got a land speeder. First release. The non-collector's edition sticker. This was Kmart, $4.96. Awesome. Good old Kmart. Now that's a nice, oh, all right. You got a little scratch there. We're going to look at this side. JCPenney, $5.99. Let's see if it has its reins. Yep. So these are what are always be broke. So it's not broke. Let's put that back nicely. But that's it. So that's cool. Now, this next piece, Imperial Shuttle. Service merchandise sticker on it. Or the big sticker where you can't put it in a bag, so they slap that thing on it, so it's been paid for. I'm going to bring this over here. Because this thing is... It's a super sharp box. It's like brand new. I've never seen one that perfect. So, I mean, they always have some sort of, but that's like perfectly, like right out of the factory. So it's like, I don't know if this guy had some secret magical, no sunlight in their house, no sunlight in their basement. He had some figures where dude was last. They didn't have a lot of figures. All right. Let's see. This is probably the best box. Okay. And again, everything's going to be as clean as you've ever seen it inside. So there's your Y-wing. This is better than the one I have at home. So I just bought one of these. I bought this for like $2,000 from Joey Bones. I got the Boba Fett just to get the box. I didn't even need the Sandcrawler. But this one There's your catalog number. So that side's not open. This one has the internal cardboard, which mine does not have. This one's never been out of the box, he said. So brand new. There's a really rare version that's Empire. It might be Canadian though. That one's impossible. All right. So that's to me like a Grail piece. A really nice Wampa. See, that had a catalog sticker too. Let's see how white his Wampa is in his magical basement. So that's pretty white. That's pretty white. So we have to figure out what his storage method was, or what his mom's storage method was. All right, so then you got a nice Boba Fett Slave 1. Awesome. This is a tough piece. So at the end of the run, the end of the line, where some of the rare figures are with the coins, you know, it's the Power of the Force logo. So the line's waning down. So I have this in my personal. I don't have the box for it. This is probably a good grand, give or take, 1,200 maybe. So no, I don't know if this had internal cardboard, but I mean, it looks like it's ready to go and it's just in here. But it's just cool. I don't want to. So there's your little battering ram. So now they repurpose this for Robin Hood, but it doesn't have the skull on top and the coloring's different. This is usually almost always cracked. I actually had to buy one of these on eBay just to replace mine at home. This is just cool. Okay, so there's that. And then let's put that back. Now this is a really nice, real nice Law Dog. This is a really nice. So Star Wars, Millennium Falcon. Look at that kid. All right, so I seem to remember on this one again. Oh, but look, he must have mailed away for something. He kept all his stuff so perfect. He got a hole in the Millennium Falcon. It's still a beautiful box. Man, I gotta find that sticker. It fell off and I set it somewhere. So there's your, it's got the little, there's the piece you need. These aren't broke. Radar dish is here. Well, it's perfectly white. But with that other collection we bought in this, we've got like 2 immaculate Falcons. So we might save one for the shop and one for Retro Toy Con in November. All right. This is another display stand. I think this one's called an Action Arena. So this was cool. I mean, it's not that common. It's not a lot of money, but it was just these little things and you could lock them up kind of in different ways. And then they had these different backdrops. So whether you got Dagobah, Hoth, you know, that's the end of Jedi at the end when he gets his bionic can. Asteroid field. And then, yeah, there's just the instructions. That's a tough piece too. But I mean, it was just this little thing you can mail away for. Okay, so that's that. This was, we were going quick because it was a hectic day. I seem to think this was, okay, so this, anybody who knows Max Rebo, so the Max Rebo band, Droopy McCool, Cy Snoodles. Max Reba always discolors. Always. His chest from his limbs. So that's pretty sharp. When you look at these online, the chest will stay one color and everything. And I even think Toy Poi has a video on how you change the coloring. And then there's accessories. Oh, he's got a... that don't belong. And that's a modern Han blaster. But yeah, and then there's... You got... There's Sice Noodles. And then there's Droopy with the clarinet. So that's complete. All right. Let's put this away. So now... Okay. Vader case number 1. All right, so his guys are immaculate. So these snowtroopers, perfectly white. Stormtroopers, perfectly white. I mean, I've never seen all these guys. Like, stormtroopers are tough to get to put in the case, I guess, to my standard. But they just, their limbs start to discolor. But I mean, these are some of the sharpest ones I've seen. And all the accessories are in this bag. So everything here is complete. Okay, so there's one case. And then this 3PO case. If anybody sees 3PO cases, they got so many blemishes, scrapes, scratches. I mean, the chrome, the metallic, whatever is just wonderful. Okay. So then, let's do this one. All right, so, and then this is interesting. So wherever the guy was, he taped the weapon, taped the staff, Yoda. So there's a Yoda in here. So Yoda's cane is there. Now this is interesting. If you look at he frosted. His legs are, but you could wipe that off. Okay. Yeah, now look at these. So I got that's a really nice Luke.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thank you.
That's real sharp. Oh yeah, see, and I think it's hard to hold this and do this. So I think that's an early bird R2. Because R2, he's a really dark blue. So the blue is really dark if you see a regular R2. So this is a pop-up. But look at how the blues are different. So the early bird R2 has this dark, dark blue. So that's, and he had the early bird. So we know he had the, but I can't tell if that's the Chewbacca. Usually there's some greenish tinge to that. And then, of course, no, it's not the double telescoping. That would be fantastic. But then, this was kind of cool. So there's Luke Jedi, and he just saved a little tray that held everything in there. And then the gun is still taped to the side, just like it was. That's a tough blaster. Okay, so you got Luke Poncho. You got all your Hans. So again, just super, super clean. You got both Leias. You got your Bespin Leia, your Hoth Leia, your A New Hope Leia. So I mean, literally, there's all your Leias in the run. Boom, boom, boom. There's her gun. Well, see, he taped that wrong. Or these just swap because the blue goes with the Hoth Leia and then the black goes with the... all right, so let me close this. All right. So then he had 2 vinyl cases. 3 vinyl cases. Look at that. Perfect. Like immaculate Tusken Raiders. There's none of the silver is worn off any of the tusks of the eyes. That's always worn off. There's no hollow tubes. I was looking. All right, and then under the tray, yeah, look at this. So he's got all his kind of bounty hunter-ish. But that blue Snaggletooth is perfect. And it has, if you look on this toe, on the tip of the toe, there's a dent. And that's what they call the toe dent version. And for whatever reason, it's just more sought after. It's got a little like indentation on his toe. But that's like a dead mint blue Snaggletooth. So the story behind it is cool because when they were making it, you know, they were just shown some black and whites and they didn't know he was shorter. So it's just kind of cool because they're racing to make stuff and the time frame they need it done. And you couldn't buy it in stores. You had to catalog it. All right, so here, I mean, this is just kind of cool how I never thought to do this as a kid. The inner tray that held the figure inside the bubble, he just put it into the slot to hold the guy into the tray. So it's pretty smart. And then who do we have underneath? So now you could tell he must have did a lot of Hoth battles, or I mean Bespin battles, because I mean, being how everything is just so perfect in this collection, that's how what I would call the piping or the gold should be on all of them. But I mean, this dude had 6 Bespin guards, so 2 Ugnaughts. He had 2 Cloud Car guys. All right, and then we have one more case. Oh, look at that. That's on the back. That's cool. I don't recall seeing that before. All right. So this was case... Final case 3. So, you know, pretty common, but these are the, you know, EV99, and he's not broke. That's really tough to get him without one of his arms off. And then Barada, he's a little bit more common at the end of the run, but still a desirable guy. And then, oh, so we didn't have a whole lot on the back. All right, so 8D8, Prune Face, Reese, and Squid Head. But just perfect. All right, so now, the last of it. He didn't have that much carded, but what he did have carded was good. And I'll start with the least exciting one. So General Maydean. He's cool, but he's kind of not cool. I don't know. He was just a little boring. Like if you could get, so a man was cool. Now, again, none of these were in star cases. I put them in these cases. They were, I think, in comic bags. So there's your man with the coin. That's a tough figure to get. This is one of the more sought after. Luke Stormtrooper with the coin. Perfect bubble. Slight yellowing, which is pretty standard on Power of the Force. Then your Han and Carbonite. Awesome figure. Han's back there behind him. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1. Now you got your A-Wing. For whatever reason, he's a difficult figure to get in good condition. Why, I don't know. It's just tough to get a good A-Wing carded figure. So then there he is. We got Imperial Dignitary. He's starting to get a little frosting going. So what are you going to do? You can throw him in the light. And his bubble's not yellow. So when it's like, his neither. All right, so that's a nice Battle Poncho Leia, Endor Leia. I mean, it's a Jedi carded figure. It's not last 17, but it's clean. It's unpunched. It's a nice looking figure. There's a crease going over there, but it's just, it looks really good. And then this is the best one. Anytime you can get a carded yak face. So tri-logo is the affordable way to collect this figure. Because I mean, loose, like a clean loose yak face is $500. And it won't last in your shop long. Carded, I mean, the bubble's really nice. The card's really nice. I mean, you know, it's $1,000, $1,500 to $2,000 range, give or take. I mean, the market's, you know. Now, there are dings to the bubble, but the way they sit, and tri-logo bubbles are a mess. And he got no staff. So some of the tri-logo stuff, you didn't even get a weapon. So if you had yak face on a Power of the Force card with a coin, probably $10,000, $15,000. He had one more thing of some mail away stuff, but then it's like, oh, it's Bomar Monk or it's the Cantina band. This is all modern stuff. It's 90s. So, you know, Oola and Salacious, they're cool, but they're not vintage. Where all this is vintage, these were not vintage. And then I think he just had some leftover stickers from the action figure carrying cases. But that's it. So this one was a little pricey. So this one was $8,500. And I think I was a little off from where his number was. I showed him, and then he was like, well, I need to get here. And then I was like, that's not a problem at all. So, I mean, because he knows how it works. So we did all the math together. We were, I don't know, $500, $600 difference. And I was like, that's not even a difference. Like, not a problem. So, yeah, another amazing Star Wars trade. And some of it I'd have to swap out with some of my own.